What happens if you spend at least 20 minutes outside every single day? In 2017, I set out to find out. Welcome to the Humans Outside Weekly Diary, where I tell you my own lessons from a life spent outside. What did I do and learn while going outside this week? That and this week's Real Outdoor Hero, up next. How often do I have to learn the same outdoor lesson before I remember it and don't have to learn it again? Today, I'm recording this from the top of Lion's Head, a small mountain with a perfect line of sight to the Matanuska Glacier. It took me about 35 minutes to do the 1 1/4 mile-ish up here. If I sound different, it's because I'm recording this literally outside on my phone on the top of a mountain. We decided to celebrate Memorial Day weekend with a trip to Valdez, Alaska with some friends. When I looked at the weather forecast, I saw that the weather was going to be very, 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 very rainy and very cold. We're talking 35 degrees and raining, or maybe a high of 48 degrees, but still raining. That's not exactly pleasant camping weather, and it's definitely not how I wanted to spend my holiday weekend, or any weekend for that matter, camping or not. But because we had committed to go, I decided we should go anyway. And so we loaded up the van for its first camping trip with our whole family and drove 5 hours to rainy and cold Valdez, Alaska. You could say my attitude was not that great. I also had a little bit of running to do this weekend, including an 8-mile slow run on the trail somewhere. I planned to do it in Valdez since it was on my running schedule, but I really hate running in the rain. We spent a cozy first night in the van. It was really comfortable. And the next morning, Luke went out to get on his halibut charter to catch us some fish. But the charter was canceled because of high seas, and no one likes barfing that much. So we had the day for me to just run and for us to find something to do where it was rainy and we didn't mind getting wet, or we had to find something to do to stay dry. We, for example, went to the library. I put off running as long as I could and finally posted on a group page for our event that I was going. So one of the people we were meeting from out of town could come with me if they wanted to. A gentleman who I just met had flown in for this event from Texas and decided to go with me. Bless his heart, as they say in Texas, 45 degrees and raining, it's not exactly Texas weather. Carlos, my new friend, and I went out for a run on a very, very, very wet trail and a very, very wet conditions. It was basically swimming on a trail. I had warned everyone that I had what could only be described as a mediocre attitude about the whole thing, but I decided to see if I could drum up some positivity for the sake of poor Carlos, who was there from Texas, and for the sake of myself. And what do you know, but that run was pretty great. And yes, it was very, 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 very wet and cold. And yes, we went very, very slow because that's the run I was supposed to be doing. But it was low tide, and we found that we could run on the beach against the water off the coast of Alaska with these majestic mountains all around us. And the very, very wet trail was also overgrown by tiny rose bushes, and we found that we were surrounded by the most beautiful pink flowers. Those flowers are always a welcome sight after a long winter. It's only Memorial Day weekend, and I know I have a long summer ahead of me. I definitely don't regret doing that run or any of the time we spent in Valdez. It was wonderful. I only really regret that I had such a bad attitude to start with about the whole thing. When will I learn that my attitude determines my outlook, and that if I choose to have a good attitude, I might find positivity after all? If you can figure out when I will learn that lesson, please let me know so I can plan ahead for it. I hope you had a chance to catch some of my last full-length episodes of Season 3 of Humans Outside, including an episode with Florence Williams, who wrote The Nature Fix, which is literally the book on going outside, and a show packed with stories of the wildlife kind from both listeners and past guests of Humans Outside. It was really fun to record and hear all of those funny stories, and I sincerely hope that you enjoy listening to them. We will be taking a break from our regular season of full-length episodes through the end of August, and I'll be publishing outdoor diaries almost every week between now and then. If I'm being honest, I'm feeling pretty burned out with life in general. Certainly not the podcast, which I love, but everything else. And I just need a break and some time to think about how to make Humans Outside Season 4 everything that I want it to be. If you have any ideas for who we should have on Season 4 of Humans Outside, please send them to me at contact@humansoutside.com, because I would love to hear your ideas. I also have a fun adventure-packed summer planned with friends and family for myself, and I can't wait to share all of those photos and experiences outside with you. If you're looking for something to do outside, you can subscribe to my newsletter and get for free in your inbox or instantly on my website both an outdoor habit tracker and a summer outdoor bingo game, which you can play or use just for some good ideas for heading outside. You can also check out humansoutside.com for ideas for how to spend your summer or adventures and maybe even things you did not think of before. And of course, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram for all of my daily outdoor photos and inspiration on how I'm spending my summer outside. And finally, I want to see your outdoor photos too, and you can share those with me with hashtag HumansOutside365. Until next time, we'll see you out there.